In just a few hours, the man arrested for killing a couple at Devil's Den State Park in Arkansas is set to appear in court, and authorities are now saying the suspect admitted to the fatal attack.
Our suspect's DNA has been a positive match to the DNA that we suspected to belong to our suspect at the scene. During an interview with investigators, the suspect indicated that he did commit these murders. I can tell you that we have no reason to believe that there was any known association between our suspects and our victims. There's nothing to indicate that at all. It appears to be a completely random event.
Police also revealing that father, David Brink, was attacked and killed first. While his wife, Kristen, led their two daughters to safety, she then returned to try and help her husband, where she too was murdered. Fox News contributor and criminal defense attorney Donna Rotunno joins me now. Donna, thank you so much for joining us. What a horrific story here. So we have a confession and a DNA match. We do not have a motive, and as you just heard, investigators do not believe that this suspect knew this couple. So do you think that this was a random act of horrific violence?
Good morning, Carly. It definitely appears so. I mean, here we are watching this. They seem to have made a very swift arrest. The investigation seemed to proceed very quickly, and there's been absolutely zero indication that these parties knew each other in any way, shape, or form. And it's just very difficult for anybody to understand how you can be out on a path and have these horrific things happen to you while your children are right there.
Yeah, and just to look at his new mugshot and to think that this man was an elementary school teacher, and he targeted and killed a couple who was with their young children at the time. And we do have some more information on his teaching career. The mother of one of his former students is speaking out, describing him as the most standoff teacher she has ever met. She also says you could ask him a question and he would give you a one-word answer. Overall, just pretty disinterested in his students. However, he was placed on leave and investigated for inappropriate behavior with his fourth grade little girl students. And it was found that he had acted in poor judgment, and he later resigned from that teaching job. So what do you think about those details?
You know, I think those details let us delve a little bit deeper into maybe his psyche or his, psychological state or where he was. I mean, you can look at photos of him and he looks definitely standoffish or detached in the photos that we have seen. I, of course, am no doctor, but just in looking at him, I think there's a vacant look in his eyes. And, it's sort of reminiscent of what we just saw in Kohberger. Not a lot of feeling, not a lot of emotion. And so, I'm wondering if we're going to find out that there is a history there of possibly disorders and or diagnoses, but it's awfully horrific to think that this could happen, especially someone that spent a significant amount of time around young children. Yeah,
that's right. And people are making the links between him and Bryan Kohberger, and you can see why. Also with the stabbing nature of the deaths. The investigators identified McGann as a suspect and then caught him at a barber shop about an hour later. And one of the investigators said that everyone speculates that there was a lot of thought that went into this to conceal his identity. But on the other side of that, he was very sloppy. And now they're saying that they're going to give the jury the option to sentence this suspect to the death penalty. So what happens moving forward?
Well, in terms of states where the death penalty is available, again, I said this during Kohberger, if your state has the death penalty, what other time is it more appropriate to use than in a case like this? I mean, this is just absolutely horrible. Two children watch their parents, die, basically. So this is just a spot where I think the death penalty is appropriate to seek. The question becomes, will a jury make the determination that he should die? And I think that's when we're really going to find out more about his history, his mental state, because if there are issues, sometimes that will, sway a jury to possibly say we won't put him to death. But in terms of asking for it, it's appropriate for the prosecutors to do so. Yeah,
and one of the lead investigators said that in all of her 27 years, this is one of the most heinous attacks and crimes that she has ever witnessed, especially given the extreme random nature of it. Horrific story. Donna Rotunno, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks, Carly.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.